You're listening to Montreal Now with Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall on CJAD 800.
What more can we expect from you within the next few months to change the status quo in the province or keep changing it?
I gave the example of Bill 15 and Bill 23. We proposed major changes, and the three opposition parties were against. They fight for 280 hours saying, no, we don't want any change. We want the statu quo. So what do they propose? If you don't change the recipe, you'll have the same bad cake at the end.
Jim, pretty clear there. You don't change the recipe, that bad cake remains the same bad cake. What'd you think?
You know, a lot of people don't appreciate how big a role home ec plays in political science.
Yes.
Because if you don't change the recipe of your cake, and I got into a lot of trouble once on this very radio station because I at one point said that cooking is art, but baking is science, and I caught the height of hell on that. So I take all that back. But the fact is, what you're seeing here is a bit of political science because Francois Legault is literally trying to change the channel, not on just his image, but on that of the opposition. He's putting this idea out, the opposition, they are the forces of the status quo. We are the party of change, when in fact, that may have worked back in 2018 when everybody was totally fed up. But the fact is, the only thing that people are fed up with now is you, Mr. Legault, and your party, and you've got the poll numbers to show it. So here's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make them look like these are the people who are holding Quebec back. These are the people who are going to give you all kinds of economic hardship. And by the way, those two hallmark pieces of legislation, yes, Bill 15, where I take my responsibility for the health sector and give it to the private sector, right? These are perfect examples of how, in the end, they just want to staff out responsibility, think deep thoughts. And then worst comes to worst, they'll say, oh, let's go after the English again because the French language is in danger. Because these guys have made it clear they've got nothing, they're doing nothing, and I think the opposition smells blood.
I wanted to, if you can just clarify for me, I think I may have missed something here. We played a clip on the news where he said, talking about English, I know Phil Oche asked a question as well about what would your comment be as far as Anglo-Quebecers who are disappointed with your government so far. And he used the line about cities in the U.S. are looking for ways to be distinct, but here in Montreal, we don't have to. What?
Yeah, we don't have to because we just ban languages. Like, you couldn't do that in the U.S. cities, so we just try and ban languages. We try to irritate a major sector of the population with ridiculously stupid laws. He's talking through his hat, guys. He realizes that Montreal is a problem. He hates Montreal. He hates Montreal almost as much as he hates Anglophones. And the fact is, slowly but surely, he wants to change that. He wants to change the face of Montreal to make it more Francophone, more white, and more CAC-friendly. So this is all part and parcel of that. But for him to turn around and actually, utter so patronizing and ridiculous a statement, as if this is almost like his version of Valerie Plante's strolling clowns. You know what I mean? This is what's going to make us distinct in North America, that we speak French. That's why people are going to want to come here. Give me a break.
Well, especially if you kind of make it sound like you don't want to hear them speaking it in the downtown core. I'm wondering how this is playing
they're
with
speaking
tourists.
too damn much of it. That's the problem. They don't know when to stop. I don't know what the hell's going on with this English talking, but they're going to have to put their foot down and do it fast. Because next thing you know, when all those immigrants come in, that we have too many of them. By the way, later after that, making that statement, Legault says he's going to take a look at how many immigrants how many temporary immigrants they're letting in, because there's just too damn many of them. So of course those immigrants are going to wind up speaking English, as that's their big fear. So yeah, they want to create the impression, the illusion that Quebec is under siege. That same threadbare, shop-worn boogeyman that every PEC premier has ever used, and now it's being recycled with the CAC, and the only real non-status quo element in any of this, guys, is that Quebecers have got this figured out. They are not buying into it, and I will be fascinated to see where Mr. Legault and company wind up in the next Legault poll, which I'm guessing should be coming out in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait. Big news, as Aaron just teased before we got to you. So David Lametti deciding to step away. Former Justice Minister, MP in LaSalle. What's going on here?
Well, he has mixed emotions. He is leaving politics completely. He's coming back to Montreal. He's going to go work over at Fasken. I'm looking at his letter of resignation, saying it's with mixed feelings.
Yeah,
that's always a hint something's up. But you know what the big hint is? If the letter is dated January 25th and he's leaving as of January 31st. Tell me you're telling your boss to go to hell without telling me you're telling your boss to go to hell.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 week's notice, and it's obviously going to be necessary to have a by-election in there. That's going to be fun to watch, guys.
It will.
Given the vagaries of fortune that have plagued the Trudeau government. But I got to tell you, I thought for sure we'd be talking about poor old Ken McDonald again, that Newfoundland MP who caused that big hubbub, who has since, how can I put it, it's almost like a Stalinist statement he had to read, well, no, I support the government. He'll be sent off.
Right on the blackboard 500 times.
He'll be sent off for political re-education up north, But anyway, no, but this is for real stuff. I think the timing's so great because with Lametti, something's up, okay? And if everyone else is keeping their mouth shut, if you're not hearing more comments like the ones you're hearing from Ken McDonald, it's because maybe people are too busy typing up their letters right now. But it's going to be interesting times for the federal Liberals, so long as they're being led by Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, we'll have more time to digest this tomorrow. But in the La Presse story on Lametti leaving, what you said is pretty accurate, right? He said he's obviously upset or disappointed. Yep. He's quoted as saying, "It's frustrating. I believe my record was among the best. I didn't make a mistake or anything like that."
Yep.
So
it kind of makes you wonder how many other MPs or how many other Quebec MPs are regretting having supported the Trudeau government's decision to allow François Legault to inject Bill 96 into the preamble of the Official Languages Act. The only one who stood up against that was Anthony Housefather. I wonder how the rest of them feel right now.
You got to wonder too, Jim. I mean, if that's the case, to your suggestion here, you think we're looking at others who'll sort of look at this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is just starting.
Mutiny.
This is just starting.
Wow.
I know they're doing a good. They got to hang together, and the Liberals were renowned for their at least ostensible discipline. But these numbers don't lie. These numbers are unbelievably bad. And I mean, when I talk to you guys about polls, I usually don't get worked up. But that last one, we found out that 15 points of the 24 points of support for Trudeau and the Liberals is based on nothing more than keeping Poilievre out of power. This shop is bankrupt. They're out of business, and they're just going through the motions. And there will not be some magical issue that is going to pull them away from the brink. They're going down, and they're going down big. And I think that Mr. Lametti's, how can I put it, statement would be the first of several that we're going to be hearing in the not too distant future.
First guy off the Titanic. Jim, real quick, anything new on Denis Coderre today that you've heard?
I hear he has to get a Liberal Party card if he wants to be the head of the Liberal Party. But Mr. Coderre has always had something. It's a bit of challenge always doing his homework. I remember when he wanted to keep the bars open, and he thought he could do it, and Quebec says, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to do that. But he says he took a picture of the application form and put it on his social media account. He says he assures us he will join the Quebec Liberal Party before seeking the leadership of the Quebec Liberal Party.
Excellent news.
Step
James
one.
Mennie, always on top of stuff. Thank you, Jim.
Adam.